What is going on, folks? What is going on? It's another episode of
The JasVynce Show. I'm Jasmine, and this is.
Vince. Apparently, we doing the rock and roll side to side. I appreciate it, babe. I appreciate it. All right, now once again we're here today. Of course, once again we're talking about Married at First Sight. It's over, guys.
We made it to the end.
We made it. We made it, y'all. We made it. I did not think that it was going to take all this long, but then again, everybody didn't know, how long it was going to be till everything finished off.
Oh my god!
But we're finally here. We're finally in a good place. Today, obviously, we're going to be talking about. My phone is over here. My bad. We're going to be talking about the
Decision Day.
Decision Day, which is why we waited. And then, of course, there was a nice little reunion afterwards. But yeah, it was something that is about that time. It's about that time. So let's talk about it.
Well, where do we start? Amelia and Bennett went first.
Amelia and Bennett happened to go first.
So they did this weird thing where they have like a monologue where the one person in the couple is talking about the other one, all these good things, and then they say all of the things that they were concerned about during the
Where it was good, Cam.
Whatever.
I'm afraid I might be on my account. Am I live on my account by accident?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Am I messing up? Go ahead. But talk about Amelia and
I
Bennett.
hope you're not. So
Cam, let me know if we live on my account instead of the JasVynce account. Y'all, I'm trying to be a YouTuber out here. You see me out here?
what are
see me?
you doing?
Nah, it says we live.
Okay. You freaking me out.
Scaring me.
So anyway, they decided to stay together, which was not a surprise. We already knew that was gonna happen. And Bennett decides to pull his ass cheek out.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
And
Yeah, okay.
show that he got her initials tatted, which I thought was pretty weird after 4 months of being with someone.
Yes.
Even if you're married.
Yes. So shout out to my guy Cam over here. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel as well. I'm very curious to know, Cam, if you've been watching with your lovely wife Michelle. But yeah, I thought that was pretty. It was dope and a little creepy, a little bit too much. I don't know. It was very Bennett.
The tattoo was so basic. It looked like something you would get in jail.
It did look like a jail tattoo, and I was very curious. I wasn't sure if it was real. I was very curious to know if he did that himself with pen or something like that. But
yeah, it was pretty bad. But love is love, I guess.
Love is love. So I enjoyed Amelia and Bennett. Obviously, we knew they was gonna stay together. Did we? Was there a doubt?
There wasn't really a question on that.
I don't think there was a question at all.
So we moved on to Olivia.
Oh, we done with them? We just skip over. All right, cool. Let's go.
Olivia and Brett.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I had to mention that Dr. Pepper mentioned that she was glad the tattoo wasn't lower. So he was pulling it down.
Because we didn't know where he was going with it.
What you trying to show us, bro? What you trying to show us? Now, so Olivia and Brett.
Yeah, so basically Olivia, like Brett is already there, and he was like super excited when he saw Olivia. He was like, "You look great, hun." Da da da, hun. I'm like, who the fuck is hun? Who is hun? Because we did not see no hun the whole season.
As a friend, apparently. Shout out to Willow. What's going on, Shatoni? Yeah, oh, you're talking about the tattoo. I was about to say.
It was a poke tattoo. That sounds like something in jail.
Wait, what's a poke? As in,
like
he
this.
did it by poking? No, I really felt like, sorry to jump around, but yeah, I really felt like there was a chance that he probably did that on the toilet or something like that. But yeah, that was.
I'm not pulling my ass cheek out for my friend to tat it up, okay? And that's definitely not poking it.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing. But yeah, back to Olivia and Brett. Are we talking about Decision Day?
Yes, Decision Day. So they came in or whatever. Olivia comes in and she like hugged him, but like she was shut down off bat. And Pastor Kyle was like, "What is this?"
I did want to say
up.
Facts. I did want to say that I liked that they had them do the nice little voiceover of like all the compliments about him before they showed him. Like they showed them going through it, everything that they were going through. So I thought it was kind of cute. But when they arrived,
we could have watched that instead of watching this whole season.
Brett, that was a big thing. All those were like really, it was just a recap of the whole season. But Brett is like, "Oh, hey, hun, you look good.
You look so good." She did come in there. She came in there. She had her little.
You look great. You look.
She
cute
had her
today.
little cleavage. She looked beautiful. I was like, "Okay, sis, that's how you come when you breaking up."
He said something like, "My cute wifey" or something like that.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Hey." she brought up the fact that basically, like, she felt like he was being fake, because I'm like, where was this enthusiasm when they had those challenges and they were supposed to talk about things in depth, right, and he was making jokes, but like
the cameras was on, so you gotta.
But I just wasn't feeling him. He was doing too much for me. So she basically said, like, basically that the insincere thing, like when Brett was just like, he was playing, like he was just doing, like, when behind closed doors he was cool or whatever, and she liked that. But like, you know, she initially, you could tell they were attracted to each other initially, and I think that Brett really did like Olivia, honestly. But I think that he doesn't have the skills to have a relationship. That's the real thing.
It's possible, because Brett, I mean, we see what kind of guy he is. I mean, I don't know if we could put a finger on it exactly just because he switches up, but we know how he is, again, when the camera's around.
But so, he was saying that he was texting her.
Yeah.
She said he was texting her, oh, hey, cute wifey, or whatever. Like, you just dipped out on her. Like, yeah. How dare you text her that? You don't get to be... He's like, I mean, I wanted to be friends. I'm like, it seems like he seemed like the dude that take you out on 3 dates, says he likes you, and then be like, you know what? I think I just want to be friends, but then keep jumping back and forth. That's the vibe he giving me.
I wouldn't know what dude that is, but
it's not a specific dude. It's just something that men do when they don't want to commit.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I feel like, again, even though we seen him like snuggling behind the scenes and stuff, she said that she feels like he was still being fake, and it always seemed like he was like really disinterested in her, in who she was as a person. And I thought that was like, I guess, but again, from what we've seen, we don't know, you know what I'm saying? We don't know exactly who is who. And
Dr. Viviana asked a good question too. Dr. Viviana be like, low-key trying to, I feel like she'd be low-key trying to trigger people and go in on them with her questions. And he was basically like, he wanted to get married and he wanted a companion. And Dr. Viviana was like, what actions have you shown her that showed her that that's what you wanted? And I'm just like, that's kind of good. Like, just being there. He was talking about, oh, I cooked dinner. Like, you know, you had a home, like, to come home to and stuff like that. I get that, but she said that their love languages are different. So if
how so?
We know his love language. Most men love language is physical touch. I think.
Come on,
I think that's
which is something that he was doing also.
He was putting forth effort as far as that, but he's also a serial dater, and serial daters, I assume, be putting in a lot of physical effort to get some sex.
Yeah. I guess
so you don't know if he's like really trying to get to know you or he just wants sex. So I understood why she was like a little bit more reserved about that. And she was like, yeah, I could have been more affectionate and all this stuff. I'm like, but if you're not feeling him, you're not feeling him. Like, simple as that.
There you go. I think Cam was talking about Henry over there. We gonna get to Henry and Christina in a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Brett. I just think their communication was off, and they said it, and I guess they realized it too late in the game.
She did say she was turned off by his sarcasm and him looking in the mirror at himself all the time, which is a turn off. I
forgot about that too. Yeah.
And they were like, "Did y'all ever communicate that to each other?" And of course they hadn't. It's just lots of like, if I'm attracted to somebody and they doing one thing, like, and we're married, so I'm gonna try harder to make it work.
Yeah.
And you're doing something that's turning me off, like. Being vain? Being vain is not sexy. But we knew he was vain from the beginning. But we knew that. She didn't know that.
I feel like I was waiting for a while to see it, and now it's all coming at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they both had admitted, they found each other attractive or unattractive at times, and the intimacy slipped because he was being so sarcastic. So
you can't connect with, if you can't connect with a woman like somewhat being open and vulnerable and somewhat emotional. Most women will be turned off by that.
Yeah. To wrap that up, she said that I wish I knew who you were, because they had 4 months.
Oh yeah, he was like, I want to be friends.
4 months to become friends, and now he want to be friends.
She was like, you didn't even try to get to know me. So
bruh, you took everything, dog. Just leave.
Yeah, you took the salt. I'm still mad about him taking the salt. That's disrespectful.
How you leave the coffee machine though? It's whatever. Whatever. All right, so who we got next?
All right,
Karen and Miles.
Karen and Miles, yeah.
All right.
So Miles was saying like his heart says to stay and his head says divorce.
I gotta play some of these comments back.
Yeah, I know. But we knew that.
Did we know that they were gonna stay?
No, we knew that Miles' heart was gonna say yes, and his head was gonna say no.
I think that was
he's not getting what he needed in the relationship, but he's a lover.
I'll give you that. So Karen and Miles, obviously,
they stay together. Surprise.
You know, they've had this whole beautiful speech. I think he said, "Oh, she fits perfectly in the small space in my chest." I feel like it was perfectly made for her.
Like, did he mean physically, or did he actually mean?
I think he meant like when he's like hugging her and stuff like that, but also like literally, figuratively, I guess also. But yeah, I thought that was cute. But he also said Karen is a mystery. So I think I said that Miles was gonna go first, right?
Yeah.
And I think they made Miles go first. And then his biggest thing was that they're not physically or emotionally intimate. And is it worth it was his big question.
That's a
Willow was surprised. Yes, they did in fact stay together. What did she say? She had so many reasons not to.
She said yes because he has something that makes her feel more comfortable, and she feels like the marriage just started a few weeks ago. Because basically they said there was a shift in their marriage, like in the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Which is dope. Luckily, you know,
almost
the experiment,
too little too late.
Yeah,
almost.
Luckily the experiment went on a little bit longer this time. You know, they definitely...
but she also said... Now that they've said yes, she can see them growing into love and spending the rest of their life together. Which I was like, where was this energy the whole time?
I agree. Yeah, I mean, like you said, she was warming up to him more. Shelly says Karen was a gangster and not not a Thomas.
What is a Thomas?
I think that's an inside joke right there.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, you got to be a gangster. And then honestly, like... It's okay to be whoever you are, you know. People say I took some of the gangster out of Jazz.
Definitely.
But like she, you know what I'm saying? She was like somewhat uptight, and I'm talking about Karen now. Like,
I'm like,
no. Right? She was like somewhat uptight and wound up and had to, you know what I'm saying? He had to break through. And it just took 4 months and change.
It be like that.
You know what I'm saying? It be like that sometimes. So you can't really be mad at her.
If it's easy, do you want it?
Absolutely not. Now, again, obviously they had so many reasons to end the marriage, but of course he didn't want to. And I think before she said yes, she said something like, yes. I think he yelled that, and she was like, "Oh yes."
That's probably what it was. She want a roughneck.
That's probably what it is, yo.
But that makes sense though, honestly, because you know you're super nice too, and like sometimes I used to do things and you wouldn't like it, but you would just be like, "Oh, I don't like that." But then that one day when you actually raised up and was like, "Yo, chill out," like I'm like, "Oh."
There was some things where where I realized that she. I don't know how y'all women, man. Like she realized that like certain things that I don't know, maybe you just needed a no person every once in a while or somebody to put their foot down about certain things.
Yeah.
Which
it's good.
I get it.
The same way that I will put my foot down on certain things, I expect the same thing.
I get it. So sometimes she'd be tripping and I'd be like, I'm not just gonna let you know what I'm saying? You know, but I'm glad that you recognize when you're tripping. So to continue this, obviously they both said yes. She said she could see herself spending the rest of her life with Miles. I thought that was a beautiful thing to hear her say.
I mean, once they got to the reunion and she was talking about how her mom and Miles talked so much, I'm like, is it really that she wants to be with him? Is it that her family likes him? And it's, you know, with the family pressure that could be add to it. But also, she also talks about how everybody on social media is sliding in his DMs. So is it like a supply and demand? So everybody wants him. So she's like, oh, now you're more attractive to me because everybody wants you.
Now we in the reunion where, again, obviously we found out they're still together. It's been 6 months now.
Yes.
Right? They're still together. Shout out to them. Shout out to Love. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Is Karen the jelly type? How do we feel?
I don't know that she's the jealous type. I think that she's just straight face, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the same way women need to know how the man feels, men need that. Especially men like Miles, they need that. So that little bit of jealousy, maybe it did seem like she might have been jealous, but I'm sure he was like, yeah.
I was about to say, I know I would definitely feel some type of way if he had to go through all that for months and months and months. And he got girls in his DM talking about, I'll treat you better than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be a interesting situation.
She was like, what do you have to tell the people? And he was like, I'm married. I'm like, she loved that.
Represent. But I feel like all that energy is because they smashed. So shout out to them. How
you know they had sex?
I thought they said that.
I didn't hear them say
Kevin
that.
asked if they
He said if the needs have been met is what he said. But that doesn't mean that they had sex.
He was like, yeah. They
that
definitely
doesn't mean they had sex.
I believe the next question was something about consummating
Okay, people,
marriage.
let us know in the chat.
Let us know.
Did they have sex or
I'm
not?
pretty sure they had. They said that they had sex.
6 months is a long time to be married with no sex.
Bruh, but it was at first sight. And again, she wasn't, you said yourself, being in her situation, you probably wouldn't have done it
I wouldn't have
within the time frame of the experiment. Obviously, the experiment went on a little longer than usual.
It's like you know nothing about this person. You literally know, you don't know this person at all.
You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting here realizing I forget where I got my little pictures and stuff like that. I forgot I had the little pictures and stuff this whole time too.
Willa said they had sex.
We YouTubers. Come on, Willa. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure he said specifically about consummating.
He said, I don't want to get in your business.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like Karen is not one that's going to freely talk about. Damn, Cam. That's going to talk
at
about.
At least he got some, yo. At least he got some. That's what
Karen
matters.
is not the type of woman that's going to freely talk on national TV about having sex.
Oh, no, that's another thing. I feel like, I think that's why he was like, let me just attack this question while I can.
Right.
Not to put your business out there, but y'all get it on. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly obviously it was a little classier, but that's pretty much what he was asking. To me. Anyway.
So moving on to the foolishness.
Yes, the foolishness. All right, Cam, it's time to let him off, man. It's time to let him off.
All right.
I thought I had a picture of Henry and Christina in here. I guess not. I got a picture.
So, Henry and Christina.
My guy had the best night, I feel like. He got the most laughs that he's had in such a long time. He got to oh my goodness. He was chilling, he was chuckling it up. Come on, Henry.
I love me some Henry. Okay?
I thought it was interesting that they were sitting next to each other. I'm talking about for the reunion, but we could talk about the actual decision.
Actual decision day.
Yes.
So basically, Henry was like, she's confrontational, and he said he wanted a gentle, kind partner that's honest.
Yes.
So I think that most people will agree that they want somebody that's maybe not gentle, but at least kind and honest. Those are two things you shouldn't even have to say. Wow. You shouldn't even have to say is a requirement when you're with somebody.
Right.
If they gonna lie to you, why would you want to be with them?
I agree. So the main thing, and Cam brought it up. Yes, we know Henry is definitely a twitcher, and it definitely stood out. It definitely stood out a lot more in these last couple episodes too, because he was put in some weird situations.
Under stress.
It was a lot of stress.
Under stress, and you trying to remain calm, and people she was testing his gangster is what was happening.
Oh, facts. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yo, I could imagine Big Henry at home like this.
Yeah. Same thing as last time with Brett and Olivia. I still enjoyed how they had nice things to say about each other before they approached the actual decision and stuff like that.
He really didn't have too much nice to say though.
But yeah, I should have had a picture of angry Pastor Cal. They got right to the business. He wanted to throw his glasses. A same-sex affair? We need to talk about this.
Pastor Cal was like, what?
We need to talk about this.
And Dr. Viviana always here to be like, excuse me? Dr. Viviana was the one that said, well, was there an apology issue? Yeah. For me, the fact that you as a woman don't know that you crossed the line and you never apologized to somebody else had to call you out that you didn't apologize is crazy. And Henry was like, I'm sorry for making you feel like you weren't desired. And I'm like, sir, you have nothing to apologize about. You are a gentleman, sir.
And a scholar.
Okay?
Yo, Henry, that was the most balls we've seen from him, I would say. I
was sick of Christina's face. Every time she get called out,
You know what I'm saying? Every single time that they've had these conversations, we've always been waiting for Henry to just drop it, man. Drop it. Whatever you have to say.
It's enough.
Whatever it is that it is, please just say it so we could just see her do her little fake cry as usual. You know what I'm saying? Just get it over with. But this was a situation where, like I said, Pastor Cal, the experts, they just got right to it. So he was almost in like a defensive mode, pretty much. He had to just say, all right, so this is what it was, and this is how I feel about it. So how are we gonna continue?
Yeah, I'm not amused by her.
Yes.
And I'm glad that everybody saw how she was acting, because even if she's like not really like a bad person in real life, these are like character flaws. And the fact that you would treat somebody that you're married to, even if you don't want to be with them. Like, I've been watching this show since the first season.
Crazy.
So I've seen people that, hey, they not attracted to their husband. They don't want to necessarily be with them, but they at least show respect to them. Like, and this is the most disrespectful shit that I've seen, probably.
Agreed.
So with that being said,
yes,
she had the right one that day.
Yeah.
And then at the reunion, he read her ass for filth.
Come on, man. Come on.
He went in.
We're not a fan. We're not a fan of the crying with the chin.
It's the double chin thing.
Yeah. And then I feel like she uses that to make herself like start
Carrie
crying.
Washington face is what it is.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't have the scandal cry. But yeah, I was really, really over them. Obviously, Henry chose divorce. And then she said the same thing. Oh, it would be a disservice to both of us, which, I guess.
But last week she was talking about, we need time in therapy or counseling or something. And I'm like, you should have went to counseling before you got married, first and foremost.
She's doing this weird, like, fake positive thing the last few weeks, and I just said, we see through you, girl. Like, we see through you. And even Henry was like, the fact that she won't admit the stuff that she did, or she won't like say like, yo, it was a bad look, is almost laughable. Like, don't do that.
How can you still play the victim when you're dead ass wrong?
Don't do that.
Like, you can't bounce back from that. And that's the issue for me.
Don't do that.
Like, moving on to our favorite couple.
Woomani. I'm looking at my computer battery.
She looks slowly. Like a little hurt by his choice. We knew what Henry's choice was after. I'm trying to think when I knew Henry was gonna say no.
Yeah. Before we go to Woomani,
it was probably the first argument they had when he was like, I need some time, and he walked out.
Yeah.
That's when I knew he was gonna say no.
I don't know about then, but definitely, again, ever since the whole like the
gay text thing.
Yeah, the gay text, which she never had proof for. Apparently, he waited 2 weeks to even ask her for the proof, which I thought was insane. But yeah, again, I thought it was really crazy at the reunion where they had them all together, and she's just still like sticking to the same lie. Like,
right, you gonna ride this lie out. First she said it was a reliable source, then she was like, maybe it was production. All right, now y'all doing the most now.
She had a different story for everything, so like, stop it.
She just had a rebuttal lie for everything.
Christina,
like, just
Christina.
And Henry was getting tight at that reunion.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So moving on to Woomani.
Yes, the greatest love.
Woody was like, I didn't think I would ever find love.
Yeah,
everybody was crying.
All right, so my man Woody, right? I gotta make the picture a little bit smaller. Sorry. All right, so my man Woody, right? He came onto the scene. They was doing their thing, right? Obviously, we knew what their decision was gonna be, right? Right? He said at one point it would honestly hurt his feelings if she wasn't to continue to be in his life, which I thought was like super, super sweet. And I feel like they just found...
He put all his cards on the table from the jump. And that's why I respected him. Because he was like, even if... Like, love is a gamble. And love is being vulnerable when you don't want to be. Like, you can't find love unless you put yourself out there and open yourself up to be potentially hurt.
Right.
And you just pray that you get what you're putting out back.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I'm very pleased. This might be the best couple I've seen on Married at First Sight now. I'm thinking about it.
Ooh, you think? Really?
All 11 seasons. Like, just their energy and their personalities. And they were fun to watch.
I'm impressed.
I would be friends with them. Can we
I agree.
We coming to New Orleans next year. Can we go to dinner, guys?
Can we hang out? Wumani, Randall Way, like, please,
Yes.
can we chill? Now, I really, really enjoyed watching, from the few seasons that I've been watching. I've really enjoyed watching Woody and Amani as well. I just thought it was crazy how, like, I've been watching Amani. She be doing this little slick stuff every once in a while. So hitting him with the Woody, I would like to get a divorce. Like that, she thought that he was going to giggle at it. I was like, don't do that.
He gonna flip the whole table over.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, obviously she was joking, obviously. And yeah, again, Pastor Cat was about to throw his glasses again. Like, what? Don't. We worked so hard at this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it was super dope that they decided to stay together. Obviously, again, and
there was no hope for any of us if they didn't stay together.
Yeah, mean jokes. But they so we see them in the reunion again. So they come back again. This is a total of 6 months that they've been together now.
Yeah.
And Woody starts getting emotional. Of course, they go to commercial, so we don't know what the heck is about to happen. You know what I'm saying? He about to tell us something.
I thought he was about to tell us something crazy because Kevin was like, so you're pretty transparent with your wife, huh?
Right.
I'm like, don't do that to no black woman, first and foremost. Like, what you got to tell me? And if you tell me some foolishness on national TV, I'm whooping your ass.
Don't do it. So he came out. He was like, we cheating rumors?
Right. Like,
he
what
about to talk
is
about
it?
his father. Like, what's happening? But of course, Cam got it. Yes, Woody got down. He had his own ice prepared because he wanted to propose to his beautiful, beautiful bride, which I thought was the dopest thing ever, man.
On his own, not after not having it being chosen.
There you go. That's the biggest thing is that, yeah, they provide the ring. Obviously, it's a ceremony. It's an experiment. But he never got to say that he wanted to choose her. So, you know what? That would have been cute, though. That would have been cute if we had if he showed up with the puppy with the ring. Though that's what I would do. I would have the puppy and the ring.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I thought that was really sweet that they did that. We got to see Woody get super choked up, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was really emotional. It was nice. It was cute.
I enjoyed it.
Again, my laptop is trying to die, even though I have it charging.
It made my day.
Just making sure if we get cut out, my apologies.
Let me see some other things about the reunion. What did I have? Amelia and Bennett have moved to Virginia, and they both have jobs.
Right.
Bennett is, what is he, like a solar installation specialist or something?
Some random shit.
It's so Bennett, yo. It's so Bennett.
Yeah, there we go.
And basically they only spend like 9 hours together, including sleep, which I thought was like, damn. So y'all don't spend no time together, basically.
They don't get to hang out as much as they used to. I hope that
their relationship, I feel like they could really work.
He said, he made it seem like, look, we're both really focused on what we're doing right now. I don't know if Bennett is doing any theatrical stuff or if he's just like trying to get to a bag with the solar panels and stuff like that. But we know from all the doctor shows that you watch that Amelia in her first year is, you know what I'm saying? She's going through it right now. Yeah. She's going through it. So.
But I think Bennett is a good match. I think they're definitely going to work out long term. Now I say that, but there's only 9 couples from Married at First Sight, 11 seasons.
That's right.
Well, 10 seasons that have stayed together that are still married now. A lot of people decide to stay married after the experiment and then get a divorce later. But I would like to say that these couples are going to stick it out. I don't know about Miles and Karen, though. Honestly, I don't.
All right. Yeah, I don't know about... are we giving them last ratings also? Do we give them a last...
Everybody that stay together get a 10.
Everybody, see, that's what Jazz was saying. She was waiting. Everybody that stayed together gets a 10. I appreciate that. So we did our last ratings. I don't know if anybody is looking forward to...
Hold on. I got some more.
You got some more? You got some more? Go ahead. I'm looking at my computer time. It keeps going up and going down, so I'm just making sure we get to...
So
but we did all the couples. We got to talk about everybody.
The other thing that came up
right.
was Christina. Apparently somebody told Henry at the wedding that Christina was dating somebody for 5 years. before 8 months before they got married.
There we go. Random stuff that came up.
And the guy she was dating was married, and they used to do toxic stuff to each other.
All right, again.
I got so many questions.
Again, so while we got some time to talk, that's a wrong couple, my bad. While we got some time to talk about it still, I'm very curious because they good into like, again, like we said, Henry getting into a point where he's like,
he's fed up. He was out in her ass.
Yo, Willis telling me to plug it in. My laptop is trying to die on me. I'm gonna go get the charger. But yeah, Henry was fed up. Keep talking.
Henry was definitely fed up. And apparently Christina has been like Mexico's and she's dating somebody not serious. Nobody cares. Henry was not fazed. Kevin was like, well, how do you feel about that? And he was like, like, nobody cares, Christina. Yeah. He did blow up her spot, but she deserved it.
Blew it up. Crazy.
Deserved it because it was plenty of times that she was disrespectful to him that he should have blown her spot up before now. So, lucky her. Moving on.
Sorry about that.
Brett and Olivia. Olivia just straight up said that Brett is an asshole.
Yes, I'm glad they made her cry though, because I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead.
They made her cry. They blew up her spot, like you said. I did have to say that I'm glad that she cried because it looked like she was crying for real.
She was crying
this
for real
time
that time.
because it's like it's her being confronted with her sorry ass, trash ass demons. You know what I'm saying? You deserved that moment. You've been trashed this whole time. I'm sorry, guys.
You didn't treat him with respect.
Come
and
on,
even
man.
if you don't like somebody, if y'all not clicking, you can't disrespect people like that.
That's why I said Henry was getting so much joy out of that, man.
Henry
he
was going in.
He was like, and another thing. Like,
so moving on, the last part was Olivia and Brett. I enjoyed that because she basically was like, yeah, Brett's an asshole, basically. Yeah. And apparently he's been mashing with all her friends on Tinder. She's been seeing the messages.
We saw that coming up.
And all that, which we not surprised by. Like, Brett is Brett. Like, whatever. She said he wasn't ready for marriage, basically. And Brett made a very interesting point.
What's that?
He said that she had her life planned out and wanted a husband that would fit right into it like an accessory.
Like a plug and play husband.
And
which I can see that.
I said that. I said as soon as he was like, oh yeah, I own my house. It's on this side of town. She was like, that's far from my job. And the first thing she said on the confessional was, I hope that, he'll be interested. Like, I don't really want to move into his house. Like, I want to live near. Like, she wanted what she wanted. Mm-hmm. And neither one of them were open to compromising. And that's why they get a 0.
Is she dating somebody?
Because they were not matchable. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I want her and Henry to kind of maybe date.
All right. So, I'm glad you said that.
You did say
I'm glad you said that. This is the point that I've been trying. I don't have anything else. I haven't done with all my notes.
Because Henry
but this
must think she's cute, first and foremost.
This is the one note that I've had that I was like, maybe I'm bugging. But how do you guys in the chat feel? Because, again, we're wrapping up. That's the end of the season, man. It's crazy. Well, we're going to continue to make you some content. We'll talk about that. But, yeah, I really think that Henry and Olivia and Brett and Christina could have been a match.
Brett and Christina are both toxic enough to be together.
You know what I'm saying? They would have been enjoying all that toxic mix. He would have been making jokes. She'd have been crying about some BS and lying to him about stuff. And then they'd be all acting fake in front of each other on camera.
And he owns his house and she's homeless. It's perfect.
Come on. They messed that one up. Pastor Cal, I love you, man. But sometimes y'all got to admit when you match the wrong person with the wrong person. He was like, oh, we didn't mean to send them with the... I just let it go. Just let it go. See how it happens.
Olivia likes nice wine. Henry's open to travel with her, and he likes nice wine too. And he likes to go eat out at nice places too.
Come on.
This could have worked.
Man.
I'm kind of upset about this.
It could have worked.
But they've matched him with this one. So.
But.
All right. New season of Married at First Sight comes in January.
Apparently.
And it's going to be in Atlanta.
ATL.
What was it? Season 5, I think, was in Atlanta before, or season.
They've done 2 of them.
It was season 5 no, it's only one.
Oh, you made it sound like they was.
This is the second one coming up. But yeah, that season was a flop. So
nobody from that season made it before.
No.
Atlanta too freaky,
I'm
man.
hoping that this season will be better. I know, well, for black women, dating in Atlanta is pretty hard. I don't know about other people. I only speak for black women. But so let's hope we see something interesting. And let's get those stats up because all these divorces is a lot to take
I feel
in.
like I'm not keeping track, but there was somebody that had like this many seasons. But I was curious, and I don't know how do you know how they pick the locations for these places? Do they just have a
No, I
bunch
think
of
it's
random
just
cities?
demand. Like, I'm sure people are requesting certain areas. But
And I figure a lot of people in Atlanta, as much TV as they produce down there anyway, like
yeah,
people want to be on that show.
I mean, but they always do major cities. They've done Chicago,
Right.
they've done New York and New Jersey twice. They've done Boston. These are all Dallas. These are all places that have a large dating pool, and I'm sure plenty of younger people that are looking to get married. And when you live in a city with millions, how you supposed to know where to find the right person?
Yep.
So that's it, guys.
That's it. Yo,
It's been real. I'm glad this season is over.
it has been real. Congratulations to all the couples that
Yes.
stayed together. Obviously, of course, our favorites, Wumani doing their thing out there.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Got to get it one time. Yes, please, as always, please let us know if there's any other content that you might want us to talk about. We just posted put a ring on it a video recap of the show. Put a ring on
just
it
aired
on the
last
OWN network.
Yes.
And we might be doing some other stuff. Did you say you want to do I Love New York if they come back? You with that?
I don't think it's coming back. I think it's just a
We'll
special.
see. It might just be a special or something like that. But yeah, so we'll be back another time. Again, my name is Vince.
Jasmine.
Yes, and make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at the JasVynce Show right there. Sorry, we're not gonna see no more funny Wumani faces or especially Woody faces and stuff like that. But we'll be out, guys. We'll be back with other videos, other content. Like I said, shout out to our Big Brother fans as well. Big Brother's over officially. And yes, like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Right? Do I have that here still? I thought I had the thank you for watching thing, but it's all right. It's all right. Folks, it's the JasVynce Show. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.